For more, we'll cross now to our chief international affairs editor, who is standing by for us in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. Hi, Rob. So can you tell us, do we know anything more about those explosions in Crimea?
In a word, we don't know. Whether or not it was saboteurs or some other means, there's no doubt that the Ukrainians were responsible. What they're trying to do, it seems, is to target the Russians behind their front lines. Crimea is important because it's one of the main supply areas for Russian forces fighting around Kherson in southern Ukraine. If they can damage the logistical supplies between Crimea and Kherson, it makes the life of the Russian defenders of the city very difficult indeed. And what the Ukrainians appear to be doing, although they're not confirming it, they prefer to adopt a position of ambiguity, it seems, at the moment, to keep the Russians guessing. But what they appear to be doing is hitting railways, hitting roads, hitting rail and road bridges, hitting ammunition depots, hitting command centers, and making it really difficult for the Russians to concentrate their efforts on, first of all, defending against possible counterattacks by the Ukrainians in southern Ukraine, but also making it difficult for them to launch their own attacks.
All right, Rob, so let's turn to the diplomatic front then now. The UN Secretary General, as well as the Turkish president, will be meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky in Lviv on Thursday. What do you think that we can expect to come from that meeting?
Yeah, it's an interesting development that both Guterres and Erdogan should be coming to Lviv to meet President Zelensky. Clearly, on the agenda, first of all, is going to be the grain shipments out of Odessa, because that's something that Erdogan has played such an instrumental role in, and they will, I think, acknowledge the success of the end of the blockade out of Odessa via Istanbul, via the straits through Istanbul. I think somewhere in the region of at least 17 ships have now left Odessa for destinations around the world. They'll be talking about the next stage, how they can develop things, because they're somewhere at the moment, there's somewhere in the region of 22 million tons of grain in Odessa port in the silos there. And with the new harvest just coming in, that could go up to about 45 million tons. That's a lot of grain to ship. The Ukrainians want to step up the tempo, so they'll be looking at the possibilities of doing that. Otherwise, they're quite clearly going to be looking at what's going on at the nuclear power station at Zaporizhia, the biggest in Europe, which the Ukrainians accuse the Russians of using to launch artillery attacks against Ukrainian positions further west. The Russians, for their part, say the Ukrainians are shelling the power station. Whatever the case, there's no doubt that the entire world is enormously concerned about what's happening at that power station and want to send a delegation from the International Atomic Energy Association there to check up what precisely is happening on the ground so they can establish the facts. The Ukrainians are doing their best to facilitate that, saying they want an IAEA delegation led by its chief to go there. The Russians, however, are prevaricating.
All right, Rob, sounds like yet another high-stakes meeting then on the war in Ukraine to look forward to on Thursday. Thank you very much, Rob, for that information.